Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sensational Sunday, and I am your host, Sharday. Let's give the people a few more minutes to tune in so we can jump in on this topic. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about growing and healing with your significant other. Yes. I have a very special guest. Her name is Bivia Hunt. Let me go ahead and add her now, you guys. Ooh. So we can get this thing rolling. Because this is definitely going to be an interesting topic. How was everybody's Sunday? Yes. Hey, Robert. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to give Miss Bivia a few more minutes to jump on this live. How's your Sunday going? It's been great. It's been long. I've been at work all day. Then got off and had to do some other stuff before jumping on this live. Yes. We gonna give Miss Bivia a few more minutes to jump on the live. Cause yes, this is definitely an interesting topic. Growing and healing with your significant other, because I don't understand why most people feel like it's impossible. I feel like it is very possible to do, especially if you claim to love that person and y'all both have an understanding. I feel like y'all should be able to grow and heal together, because in today's time, everybody has baggage. Some a little bit more than others, but I feel like everybody has baggage. And if all parties are willing to heal and unravel their baggage, I feel like anybody is willing, anybody can change. It's just, are you willing to change? I guess that's the $1,000,000 question. Are you willing to change? Because, yes. I definitely feel like any and everybody can grow and heal with their significant other. Because I have done it too many times. Especially if I say I love you. If you got baggage or whatever, I feel like we can get through anything together. Hold on, y'all. Miss Bivia trying to get on the live. We having some difficulties at the moment. Okay, let's see. Let's join Miss Bivia. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm trying to add her now, y'all. There she goes.
Look, I'm trying to brighten it up in here. Look, cause in the house I can't do in the house. They doing all these funeral arrangements and stuff.
Look, we totally understand.
So. How
So
you doing?
everyone that is tuning in, this is Miss Bivia Hunt. She is going to be our guest speaker for tonight. And our topic tonight is healing and growing with your significant other. Do you feel like it is possible to do?
Okay, so wait. Let me pause. Let me pause. You said with you said with the significant other, like the babe, the boo.
Yes. Cause I'm gonna say this because in today's times, more times than often, you had a man when they be going through their stuff, they feel like, oh, they got to push their significant other to the side. They got to end the relationship to get themselves together. But us women, we be like, okay, yeah, we have our stuff going on. But even
Yeah.
though you had your stuff going on, we be like, we gonna figure it out together. We
No,
we feel
definitely.
like we don't have to end the relationship to go through our healing process.
It's. Oh my goodness. It's first of all, I don't want to be rude. Hey, Robert. uh, it is very, baby. Number one is patience. Patience. Me and Greg, first of all, it ain't always been like all peachy and creamy, right?
Right.
But it's like, okay, so let me say this. Backgrounds, like the way you grow up, does play a huge factor into how you kind of navigate through your relationships. Like, not
Mhm.
even just like with your significant other, but with friendships just in general.
Mhm.
Um, so it's like, okay, I'm not gonna say that I'm raised off of survival, but I was definitely raised off of like a male, you know, like perspective. Like my dad was always like, "Oh, you put your feelings in your back pocket, you sit on them." So I
Mhm.
never really got like the emotional side of being like a woman. Um, Now Greg, on the other hand, he grew up with his mom. Not much so his dad, but he still kind of had those spurts of time with his father. So Greg is more like the emotional one. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But and then it's like, girl, when I say it's difficult because like once you get to this point in your life where you really feel like, okay, like I ain't tolerating this, I ain't tolerating it. But then you wake up and you're like, damn, we got 10, 15 years invested. Like you
Right.
can't like we can't girl, I can't tell you how many times, and I love my husband to death, but I'm a realist. I can't tell you how many times I've wanted to exit stage left. But the only reason I wanted to exit stage left was because it was things like, like as I'm growing, he not growing at that pace with me. But I'm not saying he ain't growing in general. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then it's like things that didn't matter when I was younger is now starting to matter. Like, baby, we got 5 kids. When it comes to that one-on-one time with each other, when I say we literally gotta schedule a date, then when we schedule a date, you can't even really just all the way like check out because you still that parent. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So you gotta make sure the kids are together, which we'll do that. But then we got different ages, so they calling like, "Mama, Bree did this, or Bryson did that, or can I get this, or can I get that?" And so that completely takes away that sentimental time for us. And then I ain't gonna lie, sometimes social media get in the way too. It's like we gotta learn to put our phones down because I remember maybe 2 dates ago. It was maybe 2 days ago. No
Mhm.
lie, Sade. We was both at the table. I mean, like 20 minutes had passed. We ain't said nothing to each other. And I'm like,
Like, and y'all was on a date.
so me being me, I realized it, and then I put the phone down. Now his issues with me is I get so wrapped up in business and I get frustrated with being a mom or a wife. And it's not even that. It's not even that. It's like I breathe, eat, sleep, and shit y'all. I'm tired of y'all. Like I love y'all, but I'm tired of y'all.
Look, you need some me time.
I need some me time. Hey, it's like, I need me some me time. You know what I'm saying? But, when it come down to like the communication part, like Greg ain't really like that. Oh, well, baby, come here. Let me make it all better. He more like suck that shit up. He like you gotta suck it up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hold on, cause I can't hear you. Do I need to go out and go back in?
Hold on, baby. I don't know. Okay. Oops. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what just happened. Okay.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Okay, there we go.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was my end or what. But no, like I was saying, like when it comes down to, like the emotional catering of things,
Mhm.
sometimes I get frustrated because it's like, is he really understanding where I'm coming from? But then he reminds me so much of my dad. Sometimes it's like he'll tell me like, you gotta set that shit up. Like even now, I don't know if most of y'all know or not, but I recently lost both of my grandparents, my mom's parents, and I was so numb, but they were active in my life, and so like that first day, my grandfather died that Monday, and then my grandma died that Wednesday. But it happened so fast, and I was like, I ain't know whether to come or go. And then being the family manager,
Right.
you gotta. It's like I gotta be there for my mama. And me and my mama, we don't have the best relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like a couple weeks ago, I kind of opened up a little bit about that, and I kind of got a lot of backlash, but I also received more support than I did get backlash. In all honesty, and
Mhm.
so I'm like, okay, look how guys spin the block, and when he spin, and it's like now the table's turned. Your mama needs you. Like, what are you gonna do? So in the midst of trying to grieve, trying to find my own way as a wife, well, as a woman first, wife's next, then, mother after that. It gets difficult trying to juggle all of these things. And then you eventually want to shut down. But when you look at your partner and you're like, okay, you expect for them to know, but they don't be knowing. They don't know. And so in therapy, I had to learn to kind of like open up, but I'm still kind of closed off from
Mhm.
him. And it's hard because it's like, okay, we've been together. This December 24th will make it 16 years. Married next August we'll be married 11 years, and it's like, Lord, how the hell did I wake up and we've been together this long? For real. But then
But
I
it's a
see
blessing. It's a
it is
blessing because most
definitely a
people don't make
blessing.
it that long.
Girl, it is definitely a blessing. And I can't say that, like how most people, and I ain't putting him on no pedestal because we definitely done had our differences. You get your lick, bitch, I'm going to get mine too. So we done definitely had those times. Like the first 2 to 3 years of our relationship, I was dealing with grief. I had lost my dad. And I kind
Mhm.
of held a grudge against Greg because I felt like he was preying on me, But going to school together, he always had like this major crush on me and stuff like that. But I never gave him the time today. I thought he was little. You know what I'm saying? But so I'm like, well, let me go ahead and just try it out. You know what I'm saying? Let
Mhm.
me just try it out, see what he about. And he can't step in. Mind you, I had already had my daughter. So when we tried it out, Greg was like one of those type of dudes. He gonna go with whoever crack a smile. You know what I'm saying? So he want to entertain the whole damn world, and I'm like, okay, well let me show him who the hell my daddy raised. So
Right.
me being me, I'm gonna get my leg back, right? Girl, fucked around and got stuck with a baby. My second son. So, and mind you, I was in the military at the time.
Yeah,
So,
he said
it,
that you had to sit down somewhere.
girl, he hated it. My baby daddy hated it. He hated So I'm like, ooh, I know, like I'm gonna go on about my life. Like I just know me and Greg done. It was like, no, he was pushing up on me even harder. And I'm like, okay, he's just trying to find his way. He just trying to leave. He just trying to do this, whatever, right? But once I got that call about my dad and I had came down to visit or whatever from Oklahoma, I
Mm-hmm.
ended up like going into labor with my son. So my dad at the time, he was still mobile, so he of course, got me to the hospital or whatever the case may be, had my baby boy or whatever. And then I was with my dad for a little bit until I moved back to Oklahoma. So then I got another call saying that he was going into hospice, and me being me, I ain't hip to the shit. I don't know what that is at the time. My best friend like, Divya, I don't that ain't good, friend. You gotta come home.
Right.
So here I am. I had literally just exhausted all of my funds because I had to take care of my baby, get him everything that he needs. His dad was kind of irritated with the fact that he saw messages between me and Greg, so he kind of wanted to come through with that. Oh, he ain't mine. Nah, player, I ain't never been one of them. Never been one of them. So, um, when I got there, well, when I ended up coming back to Arkansas, my father was on his dying bed. The day he actually passed, Greg called me, and I'm like, "Now, how you all in the family business?" And then, you know what I'm saying? Like we was talking, but we weren't really talking. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And
maybe that was the Lord bringing you and your soulmate
it was,
together.
I don't know. I will say this though, like it was kind of like the calm to my crazy, like the peace to the storm that was getting ready to come. Cause Sade, when I say, bro, no lie, loud to my daddy,
Mm-hmm.
my daughter daddy got basically hemmed up in a big time drug bust. So he ended up going away for a long time, still gone, right? In addition to that, my stepmama changed the locks on the house. So when I say homeless, is homeless. I'm in the car with two kids. Two kids. I cannot make this up. I could not go back to Oklahoma because my money was gone. You see what I'm saying? The little
Mm-hmm.
military money I was getting wasn't really much. So I'm like, damn. Greg, like, pull up on me. And I ended up reaching out to my not my stepmom, but my godmom to keep my kids. I put up on Greg. And we just go, like on a little date. He would tell anybody that he won me over on a damn. He
That's
claimed
the
he bought
story.
me Waffle House.
Look, that's the story. He gotta make himself look good. Like he was
No,
consistent. He had to
knowing,
win
knowing
you
I
over.
paid, knowing I paid for the first date though.
Of course he gonna leave that out, but he had to let it be known. Like, hey, I was persistent. I kept putting my bid in, and eventually I wore down. He snatched it
Throw the
up.
whole nigga away. Throw him away. But I had no idea that I was coming into this storm that would really just turn my life upside down. Like I tried to go and get my first apartment or whatever. Couldn't do that. Found out I was going through identity theft. My car got towed and everything. Girl, it was so bad. It was so ratchet too. It was so ratchet because I was like, I ain't proud of this stage, but I am proud of this stage because I elevated from there. But
Hmm.
I could honestly say Greg definitely held my hand along the way. Like he was just like, I got you, and I'm like, no, you was just telling somebody else you love them. You don't got me. You know what I'm saying? So as much as I'm trying to push him away, he keep coming harder and harder, and then finally I was just like, fuck it, just try. And I did. And when I look back and I reflect, I'm like, okay, we done went through some real tough times. Like most women date men with kids,
Cause
right?
I
And
mean the society we live in, it's just like
the
it's
society we
hard
live
to find
in,
a man that don't have kids right now. I mean,
bro.
I'm not saying it's not any out there, but it is hard. Like most
My
men
baby daddy
got kids.
looking. I need to put him on some speed date thing. And he a good dude. He a good dude, but he needs somebody that got the patience.
Uh,
We gonna talk about this later.
right.
but but now I honestly felt that his family would kind of be a little bit judgmental. We got out to like a really rocky start. I didn't feel like they was as warming and welcoming. Once they found out who my daughter dad was and like the status, like the guys with the big rims and D-boy status, all of that, it was like, oh, she might be a gold digger, but all along they not really knowing the true story of how my daughter's dad got to that level. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I still push that out of my sight, and I remain focused on the love. I
Mhm.
should say the love that me and Greg had, and I mean, it was, girl. When I say, oh my God, it was so bad. It was so bad. I'm talking about different females than me. I'm like, I'm a reflection of you, so you got to deal with different
Well, I'm
dudes.
glad y'all was a success story. Like, cause
Girl,
most people, most people can't say that them and they significant other than grew together. Cause again, like I said, us women, we are the ones like, okay, my man going through stuff. I'ma ride it out with him.
it's
You know what I'm saying? And most times men don't be want to do that when a woman trying to get herself together. They be like, oh, this too much. I
it's too
can't do this.
much.
You know what I'm saying?
Girl,
So
let
the
me tell
fact
you.
that y'all was able to,
And
what I'm
it
saying,
was
stick
easy.
together.
It was not. It was not easy. At one point, him and my daughter's dad was going back and forth like so much to the point where like gunplay was involved. I just knew that he was through with me, and he was just like, "Oh no, no, like I ain't giving up that easy." And I'm like, he a bull, a Taurus. I'm a Leo. So I'm like, okay, he hard body, hard body. So once my daughter's dad was like, got to seeing that, oh, he just gonna move him like that, he kind of started backing out. And then we kind of got steady. But I'm not gonna lie, we had to leave Arkansas to elevate. I actually left Greg. I actually left him 2016 going to Memphis. I was training for their police department.
Mhm.
And baby, he must have got in the inbox. He saw me
That
talking
that
to.
slide in the DM.
I don't know how he hacked my page. No, he told me he hacked my page, and on top of that, like he kind of got in like my Google Drive and saw some pictures of like this guy I was talking to in Memphis. Girl, Greg came down there,
Not he was snooping.
baby.
Uh,
Let me tell you something, ladies. These men got more female tendencies than we got.
Look, not he was snooping now.
He was snoozing, sis. He was snoozing. But girl, he came down there playing me so bad. I was like, nah, I'm finna go. I'm finna go. So I left for Vegas. And he came. He came. But, that was the start of our growing period. I mean, at the time, we didn't have no kids together. Well, we had just had Giselle, and we ended up having two more. So, I mean, it's a fun roller coaster. Like, but it's also an emotional roller coaster because as I'm going through my healing, you know, and now, the tables have turned. I have to be there for my mom. And it's like, I got to spruce my counseling sessions up to you know, um, 2 days a week in addition to our family counseling. Because, he does that with us. And it's, girl, I'm talking about Tuesdays and Fridays, we in family counseling, learning to communicate with our children, and then we kind of separate, and then we go into our own um, little marital counseling and stuff like that. And I didn't have any idea about how much baggage I was carrying over into my union, and the fact that he
That's the
had
thing that I like about counseling. Like you don't really
yeah.
know how much baggage you have until you sitting there and you just letting everything out, and you be sitting there like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that I was carrying around all of this.
I literally had to apologize to him. I'm like, I'm sorry. Hope you forgive me. He was like, I got you. I got you. And I'm like, okay. But that's one thing that I like about him and I. Like, we accountability, we big on it. We teach our kids that. Now I'm still working on being told when I'm wrong because sometimes it's the way that I communicate, but then sometimes I feel like with him, it's like he only listens to respond. But there are, as long as you have effective, not just communication, it has to be effective communication. You know what I'm saying? First of all, let's back up. I don't even want to really talk too much on trust because I feel like trust is kind of built along the way. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't go through nothing with your person, how you know what y'all can withstand? You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing, because I just feel like most people, like, they just feel like, okay, you gonna find this perfect person.
That ain't reality, though, is it?
It's not, because again, everybody has baggage. At this point, you might well pick what you willing to deal with, because again, everybody
I
has baggage. Everybody has baggage. Everybody has issues. I don't care how you try to cover them. Everybody got issues. But again, if I can sit there and be like, okay, this is what's wrong with me, and then you come and be like, okay, this what's wrong with me or whatever, and
right.
we can move past all of that together, I feel like once we get on that other side or whatever, we'll be so much better. But
Yes.
most people, oh, they be in that little honeymoon phase in the beginning, and then when them issues start coming at you like bow and arrows or whatever, then
You
everybody
ready
be
to
like,
exit.
oh, I can't do this. Well, that's when y'all need to be coming together more so y'all relationship can work. And I feel like most people don't get past that stage. It's like
You
soon
want to
as the
know an
storm come
interesting
in,
fact, though?
they give up.
You want to know an interesting fact, though?
I'm all
So you
ears.
know how most couples like do like before marriage, you know how they say you have to kind of like go through like this premarital counseling.
Hmm.
We never did that.
Y'all
Greg and
didn't go
I
to counseling before y'all got married.
no.
How did that? How did that work?
I promise my let me hold my right hand up. I promise we did not go. We literally like okay, so our marriage story is kind of funny too because I was at work and at the time I was like cool with this one girl and he was real cool with my sister too. Well, still is, but he kind of like planned the wedding. So it was kind of like a shotgun wedding. I could honestly say he was like, okay, hey, we get married, and I'm like, huh? Like, what do you mean? Like, what? Like, my daddy not here. I promise, Sade, like, my fairy tale wedding, we supposed to be having it next year, but there might be paused because my grandfather was supposed to walk me. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? My dad was already deceased. My godfather walked me. He since passed. But I got out work to place cards. And he directed me to here. He was directing me to there. I'll never forget. Like I could not find address anywhere, and so I went to my homegirl's house at the time, and she had like this blue. Girl, I'm gonna have to tag you in the picture, girl. Don't laugh at us. Do not laugh at us. but but it was like this little blue little like fitted dress, girl. My hair was like up in this bun with this attached bun on top of my head, girl. So, but the dress was like a baby blue. So you know what they say? Something old, something new, something
Something
borrowed,
blue.
something blue, right?
Hmm.
In addition to that, guess what? None of my family was there, but I want to say my little sister. I want to say I'm gonna have to go back to my photos, but
Hmm.
I had none of my family there. And on top of that, girl, it rained. We were at the old mill, so I found out that rain is a symbol of good luck. The
Yeah.
guy that married us was my childhood friend's grandfather. He knew me, so he was just like, yeah, but he had us go over these vows, and then we met at the old mill, and I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I had cold feet. I had cold feet. This woman came up there.
Not you was finna stand Greg up at the altar. Oh God.
Baby, it was throw the whole wedding away. Cause this ain't right. Where's my family? Where's my white dress? This ain't what I planned. Where my bridesmaids?
Look, cause
You know
I
what?
think every girl has their wedding planned out. Like it, I don't know why. It's like we just know, like how it's gonna look from top to bottom.
But you know what though, Sade? I am so happy we went about it that way because like I want to say our first year of marriage was when it was the toughest. No. Let me take that back. It was our second going into third year of marriage, which was the toughest. Um, it was really, really hard. Like I said, grieving, homelessness, um, loss of identity because I was going through identity theft. Um, it was, like I was working. I was in the military, working two jobs, and going to school.
Plus all that other stuff that was going on. Woo, baby.
I I'm telling you, and no lie, I promise to God, Greg wasn't working. So I was growing frustrated with him because I felt like I'm the husband at this point. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest because I'm big on truth. I was treating him like he was the wife, and that was stripping him of his pride. So by me operating in that masculine energy, I was putting him down. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't building him up. So it's funny because now the tables have turned. What she always said, I'm gonna pay that back. Like I'm gonna make sure you taken care of for the rest of your life. Like I'm gonna make sure you ain't gotta want for nothing. And he stood on it, still standing on it. So I mean I say this to say if you going into like a relationship thinking that money is the number one factor, trust is your let me say you want trust first. But
Mm-hmm.
nowadays what I'm seeing is people want money first and then trust. You know what I'm saying?
Which I don't understand how this is
I,
gonna
I
work.
don't understand. I just feel like you gotta be a realist up front. Set those boundaries up front because me and my husband we didn't set those boundaries. But I feel like had we'd have probably eliminated a lot of other things that we went through. But I wouldn't change the fact that we didn't because the older we get, the more we grow, the more we realize, okay, well, I don't like this or I like that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't lie. Like I'm in bliss. I'm not gonna say that I have the perfect marriage, but it works. It works. Like he got my back, I got his. I support whatever, he support whatever. Um, if we do go left, we do not go to bed mad at each other. We do come back and we try to talk it out. We don't argue in front of the kids. We used to, but
Mm-hmm.
once we seen how it affected my oldest, it was like we got to change some stuff. And I mean, even with that, like, you don't see most men coming in the picture taking care of kids that ain't his.
True.
You know? And I mean, Greg hit the ground running. Like, that man hit the ground running. I never forget, I left for training and I was gone for 2 weeks and I was so nervous because I thought the military was going to kick me out because my mom was kind of out there doing her own thing and I didn't have nobody to keep my kids. And my godmom, she worked. But he was like, I got him. And I'm like, well, I got a little girl. I don't know about that.
Right.
You know? But when I say his family stepped up and helped that man with my kids, baby, I can't take that away. I cannot take that away from him or them. And I was able to, finish out my contract. I was able to. So, I'm now it's like I want to run a business or I want to do this or I want to do that. And he's just like, okay, here, bye, go, bye. But I'm like, also like, don't be trying to push me away because
Right,
what we
like
standing,
look, like we're not gonna talk about this. You don't want to have a discussion.
girl. Baby, look, listen. And you know what I did read though? That finances was like the number one issue in most unions that would cause people to split.
I will say that is true.
You think
I will say
so?
that's true. And I'm gonna say this, like, because I'll never forget, like, my mom and my dad like got a divorce. And I remember that she told me, Thomas, that after my grandma died, she had to put more pressure on my daddy to step up because she was just like that. My
Mm,
grandma was, basically helping her do everything. And
yeah.
when you a kid growing up in the house,
You don't
you
really know.
don't. They try to keep most things from the kids. So when she said that, I was just like, huh? Because we never knew that. Like, how y'all married, but you got to depend on your mama. You know what I'm saying? So it was just crazy. And she was just like that when my grandma died and she had to grieve that and then had to put more pressure on him to step up with the bills and stuff like that. She was like that took a toll on her. So I was just like, that is crazy because I would have never thought knew that. You know what I'm saying? If you would never said that. Cause you know me and my sister think, okay, y'all married, y'all stay together. Okay, you working, he
Yeah.
working, like everybody helping with the bills and stuff like that. But I yeah. So I will say
So
like yeah.
so let me ask you. So let me ask you because okay, so just evaluating my own love story. Um, I'm gonna say that we came up together. Like, yeah, I had to hustle. Not saying that he never had to hustle, but we were able to build together. I didn't look at him like, oh, he didn't have this type of money. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I never even really thought about that until we got into like I'm gonna say our 7 year of marriage. Yeah, I'm gonna say our 7 year of marriage. Is because he ended up like flying family out, friends out. Like we had like this major like photo shoot. He hired like a Jamaican chef, and you know what I'm saying. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, well now just seeing where we came, and you are able to afford like this high class suite in Vegas, flying people out, you know, and stuff like that. It's like you evaluate like, okay, if he'd have had this at the beginning, would I have appreciated? Like, how would I have handled, you know, that? Because,
Right.
you know, like, okay, I my oldest daughter, dad, he was the one who had the money, but the only reason he had the money, cause you know my madre. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, okay, look, here's this, go do this, here's that, go do that. You know what I'm saying? So he never looked back. But it's
Hmm.
like you get this man who got all this money, but he don't give you that treatment that you looking for. Like he's not giving you that love treatment you're yearning for. You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying? So do you want to marry into money, or do you want to kind of like build with your partner? Like, what would you do?
I mean, I don't have a problem building. Like if I see that you trying to get up on your feet, I'm all for that because prime example. Like most people know that me and my ex was together and he was locked up. So
Yeah,
can't nobody ever say like, "Oh, I was with him for money," because again, he was locked up. It ain't really too much he could do for me. But I was out here working and
right,
running my business and stuff like that. Cause I've always been on my own. Like I'm gonna hustle by any means
right.
necessary. You know what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah.
just like, okay, you get out or whatever, get on your feet or whatever. I'm gonna help you do that or whatever. So I have no problem growing with a person, you know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, I had a lot of people like look down on me because they would always just like, if they was me, they wouldn't have did half of the stuff that I did for
I
him. You
had
know what I'm
people
saying?
I had
But,
people looking down on me and Greg. I did. Um a lot. I really didn't even girl, it was so bad to the point where like I'm fighting people. Cause it's like leave us alone. If it works, it works. You
Now I
know?
will say I never fought anybody, but it was always the thing. Like I was just like, you know what I'm saying? That's my man. I'm gonna stick beside him. Like,
Right, right,
like I'm gonna
right.
stick beside him, and I'm just like you. Whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And true enough, like I said, we didn't make it, and it, you know what I'm saying. In the beginning, I was a little bitter, but you know what? I didn't kind of like looked at it as a learning experience. I was just like, it is what it
Yeah.
is. We just in this next chapter of his life or whatever, he's trying to grow and get up on his feet, stuff like that. I wasn't meant to be with him, but I thank him for the experience because I learned a lot about me.
Girl, what they say, a nigga gonna either be a lesson or a blessing.
I say he was both. He was both, but and I'm gonna say that because people, a lot of people didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I really was on bad terms with my mama, my dad. You know what I'm saying? To the point like I really was not talking to them. So it was
Yeah.
like when he came along, he helped me rebuild those relationships with them. You know what I'm saying? Which I am forever thankful because I really feel like if he would never came along, like them relationships probably would have still been where they was at. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
he helped me rebuild them relationships But at the same time, okay, he fresh out, he trying to get up on his feet and stuff like this. So I guess a relationship was just too much for him. So I just had to let
Yeah,
him go. You know what I'm saying? But I tell
yeah,
anybody, I'm just like, if it's meant to be, it'll be. But I'm not dwelling on it no more.
yeah,
so,
yeah.
so I will say it was a blessing and a lesson.
Girl, I don't know. Like for me, it was like okay. So my daughter's dad was like my high school sweetheart, and that obviously didn't work out because he wanted that lifestyle. I didn't, and when I was in the military, I'm just like I want to be able to give my kids, something different. But then I met this guy in the military who knew how to treat me, but he was the type that would always kind of like he had sister drama. You know what I'm saying? Like she don't know me, so but you also got to take it into account um when you talking about your significant other, like when they piss you off, you got to
Mhm.
be careful about how you speak about them to your loved ones because you
You might
might
forgive them and they
you might
won't.
forgive them. Yeah. And so I think there was a situation that kind of happened there. And I mean, we obviously didn't make it. So I will say that third time around, like, I can honestly say I have like experienced like real love.
Mhm.
So, and it didn't happen like overnight. We definitely build it up on that, but we still growing and we still have our spit spats and shit like that. Cause I mean, I think our problem is we spend too much time together.
Mhm.
Like um earlier this year, well, no, a couple months ago, he went on a trip, like a bachelor's trip with a friend. And I was here at home. Don't you know that man called me, blowing me up? I had to block him. I locked myself in the room.
Wait. How do you block your significant other?
On that iPhone, you scroll up and you say block
I'm
caller.
done. I'm done. That
And,
man was
and, and
1,000 miles
Facebook,
away, and you done blocked him because he trying to
he don't
let you
really
know
use
that he
Facebook
missed
like
you.
that. Girl, when he came back, first of all, let me tell you, I think he felt like maybe I was up to some sneaky shit or something. Because like when he told me he would be back at like 5 something. The same day I had a photo shoot. So when he got back, no lie, I'm in the room, I'm cleaning up, I'm getting ready, just got, my makeup artist and beat the face, whatever. He come walking through the door like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing.
Oh.
I got you. I got your number. So
He
I
had to
kind
pop up on it.
for what though? He was like, I'm just trying to figure out why you ain't answering my call, why you got me blocked, and I'm like,
Girl,
cause you
you had
didn't.
that man nervous. He's like, why is my wife
But you
ignoring
calling
me?
me. But listen, Sade, trust, right? Let's go back to trust. You're supposed to trust that the household together, right?
True.
Dinner gonna be cooked. We operate on a routine anyway. Kids getting together. It's a Sunday. They getting their stuff together. What more is it to do? Leave
Look,
me
I'm not
alone.
him, so I can't I can't
He's so
figure out what was going on in
overprotective.
his mind.
Girl, he is so sometimes he's so overprotective, it gets on my nerves. Because it's like, let me live, like let me breathe. But I'm not gonna lie, I do that too. I do that too. Like now, I only do it for a good cause. Cause I know when people be trying to bullshit him, and I don't like that. Cause he has a heart of gold. So
Mhm.
he like me. We say yes to anything. But then he
Mhm.
the same person tell me you gotta stop saying yeah, and I'm the same person tell him that. But then we'll go behind each other back, and we gonna help whoever we need to help. But then we get frustrated, and I'm like, now we can't be doing it. We can't be doing it. We gotta know where to draw the line.
Right.
So, but I'm overprotective in the sense where I don't want people to use him. He's overprotective in the sense where you know what you doing, where you at, how long you gonna be there. I'm like, Greg, you got a PS5. You got
I think
free.
that's just a man thing, cause they be wanting to know where you at all time just in case something happen. Look,
Girl, let
I
me tell
gotta
you.
say, it just ain't him. It's a man thing, and I can say it don't matter how old they get, they gonna forever be like that. Because here I am, 32, and I promise you, my daddy still do me like that. Well, where you going? What time you getting there? Let me know when you leave and all of that. I promise you.
Girl. And then you wanna know something funny too? You wanna know something funny? We
Okay.
do pranks. We do pranks on each other. When I say Sade,
Well, at least y'all can have fun in your relationship, though.
baby, we've been talking about getting this YouTube channel up. We got I don't know, we got years of footage.
I'm just
Years of
saying,
footage.
y'all been together more than 5 years, so I am pretty sure y'all got stories for
Girl,
days.
even our kids, they went viral when we was in Vegas prank calling the police.
Okay.
They had the SWAT at the house. No lie, they had the SWAT at the house. They had the drill unit at the house. They had the sheriffs at the house. We had like 4 or 5 different units at the house and helicopters. They done told people we done killed the kids, tied kids up, doping the kids up. When I come out the back,
That ain't funny, but I will say that would have been one of the moments that it should have been caught on camera.
oh,
Cause
it
okay.
was, it's on there, it's on there, it's on there. But I did so much cussing, girl. I'm like, ooh. And we had literally just moved to Vegas, so the furniture and stuff was like.
That is so
but
funny.
we reversed the prank on our kids and told them that they was going to jail. So they was crying and snitching on each other. I told them no more honey buns, no this, no that. But it was so funny though. Like it was so funny, but girl, I at the time, you had the police officers like killing unarmed black men, and I'm like, Greg, I'm waking him up, and I'm like, look, it's somebody by our window with a gun. And he like, what we gonna do? I'm like, what you mean? What we gonna do? Mind you, we don't keep guns in our house. We don't have guns around our kids. And like, I'm like, well, you hit the floor, and I'm gonna creep out the bed, and I'm gonna go crawl up in there. Girl, by the time I was crawling out the room on the floor, the police officer was in the living room. And he
Oh
kicked my door.
my goodness. Oh
And he
my
was like,
God.
up. I said, Greg, just stand up. Don't move. Just don't move. Just come on out. Follow me all the way. Just touch the wall. Like, take off everything.
Right. Cause at this point,
The man looked at the kids and said, "Where's the fucking phone?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then finally, they was about to hit us with like a $5,000 fine. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like our kids, I wanted. Like it was so funny though. It was so funny that we
that
couldn't
would have
walk,
been the day, baby. I think I them kids would have got cussed out from here to there as soon as the police would have left.
baby. And I'm looking at my husband. I'm looking at him like, "Baby, what we gonna do?" And he looking at me like, "Kid, what you gonna do?" Like I'm telling you, girl, when I say he put so much weight on me, like he put so much weight on me. I remember one of our dogs had a seizure. Child, this man hopped in the shower and put the curb behind him, looking at me like, "What we gonna do?" I'm like, he said the dog gonna blow up. I said, Greg, no, the dog is not gonna blow up.
Oh
But
my goodness.
you gonna leave me out here? You gonna leave me out here, girl?
They agree. Uh-uh.
Balance, baby, balance. When I say balance, patience, set them boundaries, communication, and having some fun and scheduling. Because you got to schedule your time. I got my own weekend. He got his own. Then we got one together. Then we got one with the family. I stay on top of all of it.
Well, baby, y'all done heard it first from Miss Vivian Hunt. Like it is possible to grow and heal with your significant other. So please, especially ladies, like so if your significant other tell you that he needs space to heal, you and heard it here first. That no, y'all can do it together.
You can
Especially if
definitely do it
y'all both
together.
willing to put in the work.
Yeah, just give that man some grace.
Right. So thank y'all for tuning in to Sensational Sunday. I am your host, Sharday. Thank you, Vivian, for being a host, a guest host on the day. And I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. And I will see y'all back next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.